And if our minds, the most powerful tool that God ever gave us, is used to focus on on a pain point, on a negative, it will expand and grow, and our physical reality. So let's say, for example, my great ancestor, grandmother, had diabetes, and I'm terrified of getting diabetes. And every day I'm so afraid of diabetes. Well, I might make wrong choices out of my fear and eat a ton of sugar every day and wonder why somehow miraculously, diabetes happens or doesn't happen now in my younger years. But if I continue to do that into my 50s, 60s, 70s, then we know that eating too much carbs and sugar is going to lead to diabetes. So we have to have countermeasures for our fears. We have to experience them, and we have to release them, or else they own us. So, what are you afraid of most? Write it down. I'm afraid that blah, blah, blah. I'm fearful because blah, blah, blah. I'm afraid that I'm not good enough. I'm afraid that my first video, if I put this video out, my family is going to get really mad at me, my biological family. Well, they did. But who cares? It was one video. It's done. It's over. It's an experience. That's why we're here. That's why we're human. My mom had a saying that I remember: to err or to make a mistake is human. To forgive, divine. I don't know who, if you know where it came from, feel free to tell me. I want you to know that our fears are not real, whether they're in the present, the past, or the future. Whether it's about the past, the present, or the future, they're not real. But if we focus intently on them, we will make sure that we bring people to us that will create that experience of XYZ. And that's all I was saying in that video. I was saying that I was afraid growing up as a little girl with what was called the death squad. The GDF, Guyana Defense Force, was people in military with big guns that would come around, and it was terrifying for me as a child. But that's not something I sit around and think about. I don't sit there and think, now that I have a son, my life, and no, but it's hidden. Our fears is the same thing I'm saying, is spiritual mindset, to things that are invisible. It was in there somehow. And I had a choice. I could run from that fear, be the lamb that the lion runs after and eats, or I could turn around and be the lion, have the courage and face that fear and understand it and realize that, like the Wizard of Oz, it's not real. This life, this body of mine is not real. You'll be like, oh, what are you saying? You're real. You're here. All right, well, in 100 years, try to see if I exist. I will become the water, the trees, the earth, water, fire, ether elements that makes me up. And I'll be kaput, the calcium, my physical bone structure. I will decompose. Whatever the half-life of decomposition of a human body is, I will be gone. I won't exist anymore. And neither will you. And that's just like our fears. So you didn't come here on earth to suffer needlessly without relief. So what are you afraid of? What are you most afraid of? That, my friend, is where your courage lies. If you can look deeper and understand those fears, they won't own you anymore. You will become a light for others like I've become. You'll be able to stand for other people's transformation. You'll be able to serve and help people closest to you. It'll be an amazing journey to see how this video impacts you with your fears. I seek only to serve you. What comes of this video and this process with you, of course I would like to know. You can post comments. My email is just my name, indira333@gmail.com. Feel free to email me or go on Facebook. I would like to know. My biggest fear, John? Sorry. My biggest fear was abandonment, being left alone, detachment. And once I conquered that fear, then I found peace and happiness and joy. And being stronger, being myself, being true to myself. There's a lot of power with self-analysis and intuition. That's how I got to get this book, Cosmic Accounting, to you. That's how I got to be a teacher. That's how I got to serve and help so many, is by going within. Your fears the other way around, but you first have to accept them, understand them, know them, be one with them. Don't push them away. Then they grow bigger and bigger and bigger if you resist them. Then the next step is very simply, what are your regrets? Today, if you're watching this video up to this point, and this is a very important step, I won't be here very long in the span of existence. Maybe, who knows how many years I have with you. And you won't be there very long. What is it that when you're laying on your deathbed, if you imagine yourself laying there, leaving your physical body. I know it's like, oh, I'm afraid of dying. Well, because I've dealt with so much pain of loss and death in my life, I don't have fear of death anymore. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to scare you that you're going to die, whatever. That's not what I'm saying, so please don't take it the wrong way. What I'm saying is, deep inside, what is it that you wish you could have, would have, or should have done differently? What is it that you wish you could, should, would, or wish you can do? Are there people that you have to make amends with? What is it that's left undone? You need to accept that, become one with it, make a list of them. If your current position is not providing you the solution to be able to live your soul's purpose, then I would love to get to know you better. I would love to show you a way out of that pain of regret. There's a lot of things in life that I could have changed or I apologize for. I wish, could have, would have, should have done better. But today, I don't have the pain of regret. I've lived my life to the fullest because I understood that there's a finality. There's this talk about Judgment Day and blah, 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 and this, and it's all this. It is your soul that you are answerable to in judgment. It is that oneness with God in that space that you will answer to your own being. Are there any regrets? Are there things you wish you did or didn't do, or you wish you could do? Those are the things that are going to bring you back to this planet to have a human experience. All of your regrets. They're unfulfilled desires. And so you will come back to this planet. Not to say that being on Earth is all that bad. When you learn to live life to the fullest, and you love life, and you love your family, and you love, you have things, it's amazing. It's an amazing planet for experience and growth and soul growth and connecting with the God within and the God without and God and the universe, and so much knowledge and so much that we can fulfill. There's amazing, amazing experiences here. But I want you to know that this isn't it alone. There are vast expanses in the cosmic. That's what cosmic accounting is about. The cosmos. The cosmos is there's grandeur of millions and billions and trillions of galaxies in the universe, and that God created in the halls of existence, of beingness, of oneness, of light, of love, of angels.